So, what was your favorite thing about Mizzou? Wonder how many times that happened on campus.
Oh, God. What was that?
I got cystic fibrosis. See, I've got cystic fibrosis.
It is just about 3 o'clock this afternoon, and Jenny and I are stuck on the couch in the living room because Harry Potter marathon is this weekend. As you guys might already know, we're hooked on Harry Potter, and whenever Harry Potter comes on the TV, you can't just not watch it. Like, you can do whatever else you want to do, but it has to be playing. So anyway, we just learned the gym closes in 3 hours, so we are gonna get ready to go. I just finished my treatments, and Jenny is getting her little meal in before she goes. Ralph is playing with his ball, and then we're heading out to the gym. Don't drop my camera.
Don't tell me if I'm gonna fall.
Look at the car.
You're on Donkey Kong.
On like Donkey Kong. I'm gonna try to drive and talk without killing us. So, I'm missing school with CF. So, obviously, we have this disease. It's gonna tend to make us miss school. And, you know, I'm not with the norm of the crowd, I think, as far as the way I think about CF. I don't really think it spontaneously, you know, kicks in and we get sick and miss school every, you know, at a certain age or whatever. I really think it has to do with your lifestyle, the way you kind of go about life, all that kind of thing. And I say that because when I was young, I didn't miss any school growing up. If you saw my Miss or This Is Me video first week, I was very active. I played a lot of sports, basketball, baseball, all that kind of thing. And I just really, you know, stuck my treatments because my mom always forced me to do that, or not forced, but, you know, encouraged me to do that. And anyway, long story short, I was pretty healthy growing up through elementary school, middle school, and even high school. Now, some people might embrace the fact that, oh, I have CF, I can miss school. And I'm so glad that I didn't do that when I was young, now that I think back on it, because school is really important. You know, whether you go to school to learn algebra or geometry or whatever this other crap is that you might not ever use in your life, you're building social skills and the way you think and critical thinking and interacting with authority figures, like all this stuff that you don't think about as a kid, that's really important. So it's not ever good to miss school. Even though as a kid it might seem really, really cool to miss school. Anyway, so I'm really glad that that's not the route I took. I think that's also contributes to the fact that I didn't really tell my friends or girlfriends or anything like that growing up that had CF. So I never told my peers, and therefore I tried not to miss school. But once I got in college, as you guys heard me say in my first week's video, you know, things kind of took a turn for the worst. I ended up getting really sick, and I would be in the hospital every few months, starting out my second year of college. And I had a 2-week hospital stay, 3-week hospital stay, whatever it may be, and I would miss class then. So the first thing to think about is, I should have got enrolled with the CF clinic by my college. If you go away to college, I think it's very important. I was stubborn and ignorant, and I didn't. That's one thing that would have helped me. But the second thing is, I was so used to not telling my friends that I didn't even want to really tell my professors. And it's just dumb of me that I didn't do that. But if you would go up to your professor or your teacher in school the first start of the year and say, hey, this might happen, I'm hoping it doesn't, but I might get sick and have to miss class because I have this illness. That will get you a long way. They're gonna grow respect for you. They're gonna realize, hey, they warned me, it's just not catching them off guard, things like that. So they're probably gonna work with you more to make up your work. Anyway, so I got to the point where I started telling my professors my third year of college, I think. They would try to work with me here and there, but then I just got so sick so much that they just couldn't keep up with me. You know, I was in lecture classes with 500 or more students, and it just became, I guess, a burden, or however you might want to say it, to constantly work with me to try to make up work or teach me this, teach me that, and now to take the final, and you know, maybe I get a bad grade. By my senior year of school, of college, I couldn't go to school anymore. I was literally in school for only maybe a week per month, and even in those classes, I was coughing. I felt ill. If you don't get enough oxygen in your blood and you're not healthy, you could easily not be able to remember things, and I think that happened a lot, to where I just wasn't comprehending the information. And anyway, long story short, I had to drop out of school. I had to quit my job in my law firm, as I said in the first video. All this stuff happened, and you know, I thought it was over. Like, you know, what am I gonna do with my life? You know, I'm not able to finish school. I'm not able to work. I was on oxygen full time. And so that's one thing I want to get across to you guys. It's not ever good to miss school, but it's not the end of the world. With me, you know, I did miss all that school, and I couldn't finish it, and I felt so unproductive, and I didn't know what to do. And I just tried to think of something that I thought was neat, or I would like to do. I got into making apps, and I just said, hey, I want to learn. Got off at the wrong turn because I'm talking to the freaking camera. Anyway, got off one exit early.
It's okay.
Try not to talk and drive at the same time. Anyway, I'm gonna turn around. So, I figured, what could I do that would be really, you know, intriguing to me and help my mind stay occupied, rather than just thinking about being sick all the time and having this illness. And I was really into technology and phones, and I thought apps would be cool. And luckily I started just researching on Google how to make apps, and you know, how would I go about doing that? Where would I get started? I went and got a textbook. I learned that wasn't for me. And then I ended up taking a course online. And guys, like, just because I took that one course online, I promise that's all I've done. And besides that, I've done a lot of Googling and, you know, on YouTube, and like watching videos on how people do things. And now I have a full-time career making apps. And to be honest, I'm getting more success and probably better pay than I ever would have if I would have finished school. And I'm not saying that I shouldn't have finished school, but the route I was going in school, I was trying to be finance major, possibly pre-law. I kind of wanted to go to law school, but with how sick I was getting, you know, how much information I wasn't comprehending, and then 3 more years of law school on top of that, it probably would have turned out for the worse. So the fact that I am where I am now is pretty amazing. I got pretty lucky. And the point I'm just trying to get across to you guys is, you know, try not to miss school. Try to set yourself up with your professors or your school, whoever it may be, to make sure you're able to manage getting sick with CF and still able to finish your classes. But overall, if worse comes to worse and you can't attend school anymore because you're getting sick so much, it's not the end of the world. Try to keep your mind occupied. You know, Miranda mentioned she did homeschooling. There's so many other options out there that you guys don't have to get down, don't have to just hate your life because of this disease. You can work around it, and that's probably the most important thing to take away from all this. So I hope that helps, guys. And we're about to get to the gym finally. I got my right exit now. So we're gonna go work out, do an arm day, and then tonight we're gonna be at Starbucks all night working on apps. And Jenny's gonna be learning. She is taking my course that I took and learning how to make apps. So here we go. All right, guys. So we are now at Starbucks.
Our favorite Starbucks. It has a couch.
Yeah, so to wrap up week 3, Jenny had a couple final questions she thought would be useful for this video. And number 1 is?
What was your favorite part about Mizzou?
So my favorite part about school in general, and especially Mizzou, is the social life. Growing up, I always looked forward to every day talking with friends. And even when I was younger, like, I had really long hair, and I loved like having people play with my hair or I draw on my hands and stuff. Girls, by the way, not guys, that'd be weird. But yeah, social life was my favorite part of school.
When he was sick, he used to make me draw on his back.
Yeah.
And I would sometimes.
I'll fall asleep if anyone plays with my hair or draws on me. Like with the pen, doesn't even have to be your finger.
I won't do it now. Anyway, okay, worst part?
Yeah, the worst part was, didn't really have any worst parts of school growing up, but my worst part of school in college was the fact that it was an outdoor campus a lot, so like you had to walk to classes all the time. And when I was sick and short of breath, that sucked. And when it was snowing or raining, that sucked.
Remember how you had to like dress all up? And
Oh yeah,
in the freezing
you're like
cold?
an Eskimo walking to class, and when you get in class,
You're sweaty.
you start sweating.
And then you feel gross.
So that was definitely the worst part.
Yeah.
But anyway guys, that wraps up week 3. Hope this video was helpful for you guys and gives you a different perspective. But we will see you next week. And
Bye.
bye. Hashtag stay salty. That's what's gonna be.
What?
I've got cystic fibrosis.